First of all, you look so stunning.
Thank you.
I mean, when you're leaving, just leave the top, and
I will.
Don't worry, every other thing is exchangeable.
I know.
But how are you doing, Eunice?
I'm all right, thank you.
Right, I'm happy that you're here. We've been speaking and raving about you for a very long time because, look, the woman that you are, I know you hear it all the time, but we in here are really happy to get to meet you in person. And I think that deserves a big
Thanks for having me.
Right, I'm happy that you're here. Now let's get into Eunice. We hear of the great things you've done. Philanthropy, education, getting yourself into hard work, making sure that our stories are told the way they're supposed to be told. But when we look at Eunice, who is Eunice at the core?
Eunice at the core. So my name is Eunice, as you know, Eunice Asiedu. I was born in Ghana.
Yes.
But moved outside Ghana maybe 15 years ago to live in London. I had my basic education in Ghana and now doing other things back in the UK. Yeah, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Would you say that this part of your life or the sequence in which your life has gone through or panned out, was it planned or you just evolved into the woman that you are?
I think in a way it was planned because I'm someone who plans my life a lot. So everything I do, I try to maybe write it down, have a 10-year plan, 5-year plan. So most part of my life, I've planned everything, basically. So yes, it was planned.
Now, you have just said that you've alternated between Ghana and the UK. How has that shaped the woman that you are and also your perspective on life in general?
So every time I come to Ghana, I have so many issues.
Right.
Okay, so how some Ghanaians think. So I believe the fact that I was able to move from Ghana to the UK has really shaped my life because I'm able to think differently. I move differently. So I think moving to the UK has changed my way of life or my mindset in total about life. Yeah.
So would you say that you're part of the school of thought who say that when you move out of Ghana, you see all the problems Ghanaians have and that Ghana is not as, as good in development when it comes to development? In fact, are you part of the school of thoughts?
I think so. Personally, I think it's lovely in Ghana. I'm part of the school of thought that thinks there's nowhere like home.
Right.
So for me, my whole mindset has been eventually moving to Ghana. But yes, I can also say that, yes, there's so much difference between Ghana and the UK. We might have a few things in common, but development-wise, they are more, that's a Western world, so we can't compare Ghana to the UK or to London, Accra to London in any way. But for our own level, I think we are doing well. So whether the school of thought of thinking maybe UK is, there's no place like home.
There really is no place like home. I was in London about 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I can tell you for a fact that it's beautiful. Well-developed, systems are working, but I missed Ghana every single day because really there is no place like home. So I do agree with you, especially you that have been moving most of the time between these two countries. But now let's come to you.
Yes.
Because today we're focusing, you're a woman, like I said, who has delved into a number of things, but today we're focusing on how we can tell our stories.
Yes.
What was the defining moment for you, Eunice, that made you say that, okay, I want to tell our stories and I want to tell it well?
Okay. So I have always believed in storytelling.
Right.
So way back in Ghana, I used to, when I was in Legon, I used to act in movies. And when I moved back to the UK, I just decided, okay, I want to come back to Ghana.
Right.
But what better way to come to Ghana than to tell a story? So that's when I put together my first production. I think I can see it on your screen.
Right.
That's Once Upon a Family.
Right.
And I have always believed in telling stories, but using like different parts of, let's say, the world. Yeah. So whether to tell a story in Ghana, in South Africa, in London, that's been my belief. And with my first production, for instance, I decided not to only use Ghanaians because I always believe in Africa as a whole.
Right.
So, for instance, my first production, I had Nigerians as part of the production. I had Mercy Johnson and a few other people in collaboration with my Ghanaian actors and actresses. So for me, I feel in that way, we are able to tell the story globally, or we are able to tell the African story very well.
Did you face any backlash? I asked that because when it comes to Nigerians, people have a problem. They would say Nigerians only focus on their A-listers. They don't really put or blend a lot of the Ghanaians. Once in a while, you see us in there, but not as much. So when you decided to do your first film and you had Nigerians in there, did you get any backlash?
Well, on the contrary, I think I had a lot of people telling me it was a good step, but obviously I had my own Ghanaians as well, people not putting in their best and all that. As for backlash, I wouldn't know. Maybe it didn't come to my hearing, but probably maybe they did. But yes. Basically.
But I'll also ask, because once again, we have said it, Ghanaian actors, most often, a lot of directors, producers would say, when you cast a Ghanaian, sometimes the familiarity, it becomes difficult for them to give off their best. And you just mentioned that. So is that why you blended Nigerians, or also really it was also because you only believed that, okay, we're Africans and we can all tell one story?
So it's because I believe that Africans, we can tell one story. For me personally, I had brilliant actors and actresses from Ghana who joined the team. They helped in production, they helped in even publicity and all that. So my own idea was not just because I thought maybe the Ghanaians, some people will not give their best or behave in a certain way. I thought, let's just tell the story. Let's all tell a story. So yeah, basically.
But have you encountered Ghanaians who don't give off their best on set?
Well, yes. You would have people, not just my production, but in total, way back when I was in the industry and all the experiences I've gathered over the years. I've had Ghanaians, I've seen people being late to set, people not showing up on set when they have to. And these, normally, you find it amongst the A-listers, because obviously they are there and they are big, and especially if you are not a big producer or a well-known producer, they don't accord the same respect, if I should put it. I have experienced it, not just my production, as I said, but in total, acting and producing, yes. Yeah, you have that, yeah.
I want to probe further, get into it, because once again, a number of people have said that they will source than use our own A-listers in here, because they can be a tad bit difficult to work with. So when that encounter, I'm using what you face, first of all, I know you would not tell. In fact, who was it?
No one.
No, I will leave that for it.
I mean,
when in the process, when you found out that this is how Ghanaians or some Ghanaians behave, A-listers, did you decide to look beyond them and probably look elsewhere for actors who are ready?
So as I said, my decision to have Nigerians or South Africans or any other country as part of my production is not based on any individual's character. That's, I mean, if I cast you for a movie and you don't show up, yeah, that's it. We can find a replacement. But I think it's just me. This is my mindset. So there is a production I did with Pascal as well, God is African, and that had Nigerians as well as part of the production. So marketing wise, I think it's only wise to have them as part of the production as well, to tell the story, to get the story out there. Yes. So
personally to you, what does bridging continents through film mean to you?
So the best way to tell stories these days is through film. And as I go back to my production again, so producing with, let's say, Mercy Johnson and Prince David and all these actors, we were not only selling the movie or giving the movie out to people in Ghana or premiering it just in Ghana, but we premiered it outside Ghana as well. God is African was premiered in America and all other countries, you understand? So in this way, putting African countries together was a way of telling the story out there in the world. Yes.
Right. Now, You, once again, have gotten the chance to work with Nigerians and Ghanaians. You've seen the different scene. I use Nigerian and Ghanaians because we are in a very, I want to say healthy relationship, because every time one person is seeing how the other is growing, and we learn from each other. Would you say it's very different as space, like the industry? Are they two different spaces? And if they are, what are the differences?
I would say there are two different spaces, but we all give our best on production set, depending on who the producer or who is involved. So, for instance, when I had Mercy Johnson come on the set, you could just see her aura.
Right.
And how she carried herself.
Right.
You could see she was a star, or she is a star. I'm not saying someone else is not a star, but I believe Nigerians, they take their productions very seriously.
Right.
They take their work very seriously.
Right.
I'm also not saying Ghanaians do not take their work seriously, but yes, you could see the difference. So I would say maybe they take the movie making to a different level as compared to how most of our Ghanaian actors and actresses do. So maybe there is a bit of, they take it as a full-time job, let me put it that way, yes, compared to our actors, some of our actors.
Right. Yeah. So if you were asked to advise Ghanaians and actors out there when it comes to these character traits, what do you tell us as Ghanaians?
Maybe to put away the familiarity and respect each individual, give our best. And we need to collaborate as well, because I've realized most Ghanaians, when Nigerians are producing, when they produce their movies and they premiere their movies and all that, you can see the support. You can see the support from their their colleagues, you understand? But that's quite different when it comes to Ghana, my observation. It's like there are different cliques, different teams. People have a way of maybe putting together their productions, and they have their team they use every time in productions and all that, and we don't support each other. So maybe in a way we should try our best to support each other, and with that maybe we can go further.
Now, still on support, because this is not something that is new. Another very, very profound rumor that goes around is how people say that we are very static. We don't see the growth. Now, you watch a lot of Nigerian movies, and I know you guys watch a lot of Nigerian movies, and the cinematography, the story that is being told, how it's being told. When we come to our own homeland, not to shade anybody, we are not very privy to that. How can we change this narrative? Because I'm telling you that there are about 50% of Ghanaians who do not watch our own movies. And we're feasting on other people's.
Yes, so I think it's also because of the quality. So you can see that back in Nigeria, for instance, I'm using Nigeria because I'm more familiar with them than maybe South Africa, they invest in their movies. I'm even told you have maybe random people just saying, yes, I want to invest in your production. They take production to a whole different level as compared to Ghana. We don't have much support when it comes to our Ghanaian movies, movie industry, because a producer will just have to do what they can to produce movies. So in a way, I think is the support. Maybe we need more support here when it comes to the movie production and all that. And for an individual to take a risk to produce a movie, it's a big deal, because it's a lot of money you're putting into one production. And if you don't have the support, you cannot produce quality movies or the kind of movies that are expected to be on our screens. So I believe more to do with the support and the finances involved. With the right finances and the right support, we can produce the world-class movies, because we have good actors and actresses, and we have good directors here in Ghana.
Right, we do. Now, somewhere last year, there was a season, I'll call it season, that Ghanaians were being called out for showing a number of movies that didn't belong to us, piracy. Movies playing on a TV without the proper consensus. We didn't ask for permission. Now, they were right to tell us the message, but do you think how it was handled was right?
I personally faced that. So I am a Ghanaian, but I personally had a TV station. I wouldn't disclose it now, but I had a TV station showing my movie without consent, which is very bad. Because at the end of the day, I've invested so much into a movie, and I'm expecting to get the returns. It doesn't matter how many years, you still expect to get your returns in a certain period of time. And they were showing these movies and all that. And I got mad as well. I had to take it up as a legal case, which is still pending, you understand? So as to how they managed the situation or they took it, I think it was only fair, because when you invest your money in something and someone just, maybe you produce a movie today, you're expecting to premiere tomorrow, and today someone is showing it. It's a big deal.
But Eunice, you didn't go on social media calling people out. I'm saying that he had every right to have done it. But how it was handled?
You see, it's like anger. People have a way of showing their anger.
Right.
Someone will be quiet, someone will shout. So there are so many different ways people show their anger, for instance. So I took the legal way. Maybe they wanted to call out the people. So I can't fault them in any way.
Right.
We have different ways of doing things. So yes, they were only right because they've invested money and they needed the money to work for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, before I let you go, we still want to tell our stories authentically, Ghanaian stories, African stories. How do you suggest that we go about it?
Okay. So to tell our stories, so personally, for the past years, I've been thinking, so when we were younger, or when I was younger,
right.
I don't know how old you are, when I was younger, we had all these Kweku Anansi stories, I'm right, yeah?
Yes.
How people used to gather around and Mami Dokuno and all that. Fireside and all that, told stories. There are so many Ghanaian stories that are not told or that are yet to be told.
Right.
So for us to show our culture out there or to tell our stories out there, I feel maybe now, instead of just the love kind of movies and all that, some of us producers should maybe think of getting into indigenous movies and all that, or stories and all that, so that the younger ones can also know of what is happening and what is being told in the past.
Right. Now, Eunice, you're one person we know for sure that it's your vision to keep this going. Now, as part of your vision, where do you want to see us in the next 5 years, and how are you working towards that?
Okay, so personally, when I moved from Ghana to the UK, I did so many different things. So I'm into nursing, care management, and all that. And okay, I've seen the flyer. I also do host some of these events in the UK. That's my own way of helping our Ghanaians in the UK, our Ghanaian community in the UK.
Yes.
So personally, I shifted a bit, let me put it that way, but it's my plan to eventually come back home and then maybe a step at a time take into consideration all these stories that were told in the past and maybe in a modern way tell it to the world.
Right.
Yes.
So just
that's my plan. Refine them and tell the stories.
Right.
Yeah.
Before I let you go quickly, we know that you have an event coming up. Please tell us about it.
Oh, so there is an event in UK that is Waves of Grace. So I'll be hosting the event together with Daughters of Glorious Jesus, Esther Smith, Emmanuel Smith, and all that. So it's on the 25th of April, meaning my time is taken. I have to go back soon, And we invite everyone to join us, worship, praise God, and thank God for the year so far.
Right. And it's happening in London.
In London.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully, I'm able to come around and then we'll
be glad to see you.
I will be glad to be there. London is beautiful, so obviously I will try to sneak my way.
I don't love it so much there, but I mean, if you don't take care of those because
it's too cold sometimes. But don't worry, we'll find a way to get there. Thank you so much for joining me, Eunice. And please, if you can make a date, join Eunice, join the Daughters of Glorious Jesus, and all the other powerful women on the bill. It's going to be amazing. And also, like she said, let's keep telling our stories the most genuine, authentic way we know how to do. So thank you once again,
Eunice, for joining me in
studio.